What broker are you using?
FXCM.
Do I have an FXCM? I have a demo here. I got two lives and a demo.
Okay.
Let me fire that up so we're on the same page.
Sure.
Um, what have you been trading?
As far as what pairs?
Yeah.
Different pairs. Actually, I go through several of the pairs, and then I look to see which one has setups. I was doing the 1 hour for a while. I was actually having some success, and then all of a sudden I started struggling. So I kind of came down to the 15 minute, and
Oh,
again
come
same
on.
thing. And I was just kind of struggling with entries. I get in the trade, hold it,
Hmm.
and then all of a sudden, and I set my stops. I do my projections. You know, try to follow the rules as closely as I can.
All right.
And these things are turning on. Now I don't know. Some of it might be that in some cases I don't know exactly what the reason is or why. You know, these things are happening. Like it seems to
Oh
be
man, this is such a pain in the ass. I'm sorry.
no, it's all
My
right.
while I was gone, my computer updated to Windows 10,
Okay,
and there were a number of like simple things that are not the way they were,
Incoming mail.
and I
okay,
gotta sort through that. All
okay.
right, so now let me just see if I have an account. Okay, good. I've got an account up. And let me see if my GoToMeeting is working. Let me see what happens with that. Oh, geez, asking me like for everything here. More good news. My Microsoft Office is no longer valid.
Oh wow.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Change product key, blah, blah, blah.
Uh huh.
All right, close. I got to figure that out now. Or find a hack or whatever. But let me see what happens with this link. No, I don't want to highlight everything. It's control click. That's how it used to work. Okay. Um, okay. I'm just trying to get the but it opened anyway. That's funny. Okay, I
Okay, I
see
see
you
you
in.
in.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
end the
end the
audio
audio
on
on
Skype.
Skype.
Okay, you got it.
All right. You might have to check your audio settings.
Oh, I hear you. Do you hear me? Okay, hold on. Let's see here. You hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay, good. Let me open up a screen. Screen, which one? I smell food. That must be my daughter. Sharing screen. Okay, that looks to be okay. Let me know if you see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
All right, good. So now I'm going to make you the presenter so you can share your screen. We can take a look at what you're doing.
Okay.
And I'm going to make Sean the presenter.
You see my screen?
Yep, it's gray with fractals and red and green. Nice, clean looking chart.
Okay. Okay. So, let's see. So we can go kind of like to right
Oh.
here. This is a trade I took today.
All right.
So you have
Well, let me just tell you what could be better on this trade. All right. I see where you drew your trend line. Do you see my mouse?
well, that's not the that.
Oh,
No.
you don't. Gee, how can I show you my? Hmm. Oh, on your side, click give mouse and control.
Okay. Over here somewhere.
Yeah, like click on right click on Lewis. Okay, so now I should have okay. So now, what is the trade you took? This one?
Uh. Okay. Yeah, no, it's so let's see. So we saw this right here, right?
Okay.
Okay. So the entry would have been here at this level here. This level.
Yep.
Okay. Now,
Okay. Now, just let me just.
the trade mag went around 10 pips.
All
Okay,
right.
go ahead.
This area between here and here is no
Mhm.
man's land. I don't know if we ever talked about that.
Yeah, we have, but you also told me I've also seen in the video where you saw it was below the 89. You said, and because I watched you said in the video where you said it was below the 89, and also the bias was also to the downside. So
Yeah,
that's what
I
kind of
agree. But these trades are always a little bit, yeah,
riskier.
they are. Not
Okay.
that they can't
Okay.
work out, but they are a bit riskier just because you're in no man's land. And I think you've heard me talk
Right.
about no man's land.
Yes, I have.
Okay. So that was one thing that just pops up immediately. The other thing too is, did you check your daily range?
No, I did not.
Okay.
We didn't really go into the daily ranges too much.
Okay. So let me just go up here, and you probably don't have that daily range indicator. Okay. Let's do ATR, and you can get a pivot point indicator. Now that should have.
You gotta press it to let it go.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And inputs 14. We'll leave that where it is. The only thing is, it doesn't give you the current. Let me move the Skype window out of the way. And I can't see a value. Oh, here it is. Okay, so the ATR for the last few days was 134 pips.
Yes.
All right. So what I'd be curious to see, uh,
You may have to release that. Yeah.
turn this off. Just want to make sure that we didn't move 134 pips already, or within 10% of that. Oh, this thing's a little. Are you moving it too?
Yeah, you gotta kind of. No, I'm not. But you got it. Kind of sticks. So you gotta kind of click on the screen to release it.
Okay,
Like it doesn't just automatically release. So
got it. I'm trying to get the crosshair. There we go. All right, you see there we did about 120.
yes.
All right. So usually, if you've gobbled up most of the daily range, oh, I see. I got to click and release. Okay.
Yeah, clicking
Yeah,
to release
if
it.
you
Yeah.
gobble up most of the daily range, price is going to come back into the middle.
Okay.
All right. But your concept on the entry was fine. I don't have a problem with that. The other thing you could do, if you do want to be a bit more aggressive, is when you get one of these, is place a pending order one tick below this low. Would have given you a few more
Mm.
pips.
Gotcha.
All right. But the
Mhm.
first thing I see is no man's land, and I'm always cautious about those. I like to see a little more information, you know. But that's
Right.
not a problem. Let's
Okay.
take a look at something else. Show me another situation. You can
Um.
squeeze this ATR down. All we need is the number, really.
Ah. Right. So you
Oh,
what you asking me?
oh, I see. I got to click. To,
Yeah, you gotta.
okay,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Each time you gotta click to release it. It
well,
doesn't just
that's
release
different.
automatically.
Okay, that's okay.
All right. Give me 1 second. Let me look. See what I got here.
You could just go to your trade history.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Hold on one
Okay.
second. Yeah, I might as well just do that. Ugh. Let's go to some.
Let's take a look at that euro dollar. Is that the euro dollar from this morning?
Yeah, that was the euro
Okay,
dollar.
okay.
And then we had this one here, which was in New Zealand yen. When was that? That was on the 27th
Okay.
at
Just
1651.
drag it up into the chart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Just drag it up,
Huh.
and it. Oh, wait. You see this little red dot right there?
Where?
Right here.
Yes.
That's where your entry was. You took a short entry there. And I'll
Okay.
show you another trick here. I don't see the gray box. Oh, yeah, it's there. Okay. Um, let's do one thing here. Let's go back to that trade and drag it up into the chart again.
Okay.
And wait. Let's go to current time first. Okay, good. Now, I want you to look carefully. You see where the ATR is down here, the word ATR? You
Yes.
see that little gray triangle right there? Right in front of the letter A?
Yes. Sure. Yes.
Grab that and drag it right to the center of the chart. Okay, perfect.
About here.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. Okay, now when you drag that, we can get rid of this vertical line here, so it doesn't throw us off. Now, when you drag a chart up, when you drag a trade up, it will show up directly under that triangle.
Gotcha.
All right, so drag that up. This way, we don't have to go hunting for it. And there's your trade right there.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
Um, Now, what I can't really determine here, this was 91 pip ATR, and if you could measure from the top down to this low here, see if it's 91 pips or better.
Right here.
Yeah,
To where?
to the low one.
To this
Yeah,
low.
60. Okay, this should have had a little more downside. I can't see where the rest of the chart is. I don't know where the day starts on this. Oh, I know what to
Right.
do for that. Right click. Oh, I'll do it. Uh, um, Properties, and I want the period separator right there. And I want to get rid of the grid just for the moment. Okay, there we are.
Okay.
All right, so we were correct in this high to low. So this did have more downside to it, but it never played out. So nothing wrong with the how you did the trade. And
Okay.
keep in mind, you're not going to get every trade, but that stop loss is kind of big, man.
Oh. Oh, this is it.
Yeah, that's the trade right there.
Yeah. What is it? Is that the stop loss? Is that what you?
Yeah, and I was looking at the number here, 2410. This red line is your stop, and there's a blue line under here, right there. That was your take profit.
Right.
Yeah, so your stop loss is way out of proportion. Your
Well, I was
profit.
doing it according to the fractal, but I guess I could have went to smaller. I mean, let me see in terms of how many pips. So, it's 20 pips.
All right,
And my fract. I was doing it based on the fractal.
gotcha. And what was your take profit?
That's a good question. Let's see. My entry was here. Guess my take profit was 3.
That's what it looks like.
I must have moved it up. Maybe it was further down and then I moved it up. Maybe.
Or it could have been the spread. I don't know what the spread on this pair is. Let me just do something here. I'll tell you what the spread is.
I was just trying to
Oh,
see if maybe I had a different.
no, go to Market Watch. Oh, well, we won't know what the spread was at that moment, but
I mean, my spreads are pretty tight. They're like, let's see,
um,
New Zealand yen, right? It's. I mean, like right now, it's only a 1 pip spread right here, 2 pip spread.
yeah, 1.3. That's what this. Yeah, now it's let's see, but we don't
I
know
mean,
at
that's
that
now,
time of
but
day that could have been higher,
yeah, sure.
and that's what would have done that. So if it had like a 6 or 7
I see.
pip spread, then that would have been it right there. You would have had to
Right.
go here and then another 7 pips. All
Okay.
right, so that's not that bad. Um, but the lot size 4.0, that's what it was. That's why this number is so big. What induced you to trade 4.5 lots on this?
Uh,
Is not an
just
answer.
is not an answer. This is true. That's just what I chose to do on
Mm.
that particular
You got to
trade.
work
I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
I was taking, but I've been, I mean, I admit it, I've been taking large lot sizes. I mean, that's helped to beat me up a lot too. And you'll see as we go on,
All right. All right. But I would.
because you know,
I gave you my
but
the spreadsheet, right? Or did
what
I give you a
spreadsheet?
trading spreadsheet?
No.
Oh, wait. Let me just show you something here. Not that you have to use it.
Right.
Let me see. Is this the revised one? I got a couple of these. I need to find the right one here. Hang on a sec. Full screen and slide this over. This is not the revised one, I don't think. No. Don't save. And let me go to the other one, compound full. This should be the right one. All right. Make me the presenter again.
You're not? Okay.
Yeah,
Let me see.
because we're looking at your charts.
Gotcha.
And gee, I don't know if we had a chance to go over goals or whatever. I don't know what we covered last time. But let's talk about goals a little bit. Because to go from 2 lots to 4 lots and not have a reason why. Do you see my chart?
Yes.
Not my chart, but you see the spreadsheet?
Yeah, I see the spreadsheet.
Okay,
Yes, I
good.
do.
So what this is a spreadsheet that I use that helps me keep my lot sizes in control.
Okay.
And hang on, I got to turn this one part of this off. Let me make this a 0 again. Okay. Um, and I didn't explain this to you.
I think you did when we were in Jersey. Does look familiar from then,
It
but not
it may have
recently.
been a different one in Jersey. How's that crew doing
Okay.
anyway?
Oh, I don't know. I really don't hear from anybody there
Oh,
at all.
I know a lot of
A
them are
lot of them
using
fell
Wise
out.
Trade. I wanted to catch up with them, see how that was working out.
Well, no, a lot of them let that go a long time
Oh,
ago.
really?
You know, like at that point, yeah, at that point, they were originally Wise Trade users, but at that point, they were not really using Wise Trade at all. They were looking at other things.
Okay.
You know, yeah,
Now,
they were doing more MetaTrader stuff. Go ahead though.
okay, so now FXCM, you're doing 50 to 1, right?
Yes.
So we're going to change this margin per contract to 2,000. That's the average what it costs to trade 1 lot.
Uh huh.
Okay. And what this does is it allows you to trade consistently and absorb some losses uh, and still make money. All
Okay.
right. So in this scenario, this is assuming you never lose a trade. We're starting with 1350 because I was showing this to someone how I paid for my cruise. Um,
Okay.
but let's put a number in here for you. What's a realistic number for an account size you're working with?
20.
20K.
Yeah.
Okay. So with a 20K account at 50 to 1, which means $2,000 to place a dollar-based trade. Naturally, if you do pound yen, that's going to be close to 3,000, but you understand that, right?
Sure. Sure.
And let's assume that your daily target. What are you using as a daily target?
Meaning what? In terms of
Yeah.
pips? What I'd like to make? I'd like to do about 20 pips a day.
All right. So let's make this 20. And how did you come up with 20 pips a day?
Um, because just the market itself, I think that you can consistently pull out about 20 pips a day
Okay, that's
comfortably.
a reasonable way to look at it, but it's the wrong way to pick that number. All
Okay.
right. So I want to break it down a little bit. In
Could you hold on one second? My wife is calling me. Just give me
oh,
one
I
second.
understand.
Hello. Hey, how you doing? I'm good. Good. I'm actually on a webinar right now. But what's up? Last night I fell asleep, and this morning I was outside talking to Wiley trying to move the cars. So, yeah, I'm gonna go to the go towards more the afternoon. After I finish this webinar and everything, I'll be good. Yeah, I will. All right, bye. Hello.
Yep, still here. I'm
Yeah.
honored that I've reached webinar status in your life.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. You gotta. They want to know your whole what you're
I
doing, where you
I
going.
know.
You ever see that Bernie Mac when he did the Kings of Comedy,
Yeah.
and he talks about the wife, and he's like, "Where you going? What are you doing? Who's that? What's this? Why are you doing that?" It's like, it's like, oh my goodness, So yeah. But
All
anyway,
right. So,
where were we?
now you're correct that the market can give you 20 pips a day.
Okay.
But what I found in working with people is that unless they have an emotional attachment to that number, they have a hard time going after it. Have a hard time reaching it. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
You saying if they do or unless they do?
Let me rephrase it. If they don't have an emotional attachment to that daily goal, they'll have a harder
It's a.
time reaching it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, yeah,
Interesting.
and I'll give you an example. What would a car payment be, let's say, on a new BMW?
New BMW 5 Series, let's say about 600 a month.
Okay, so let's assume you wanted to make $600 a month. Okay, now
Okay.
that's got some emotional impact. You see the
Gotcha.
difference? That's
Yes.
60 pips a month, and you got a free BMW. Okay,
Yes.
60 pips a month comes down to 15 pips a week.
Yes.
Okay, which comes down to 5 pips a day. And no, wait, no. 15 pips a week.
No, 5 pips would be 3 days. So say 4 days in a trading day. Say four, 3 or 4, 3, 6, 9, 12. So say about 4 pips a day. 4, 8, 12, 16. Yeah, 4 pips a day. If you're looking at a 4 day, 4 trading
Oh,
day.
okay. So then,
Even though there's five, but let's just say you
all
you know
right.
you want to take a
I
day
like
off
that.
or
Yep,
the market's
yep,
crazy.
yep.
So I say four. Yeah,
So 4 pips a day, you
four.
got a free BMW.
Yes,
I guarantee you will spend more time waiting on a setup
you're right about that.
because now that means something.
Sure.
Okay, but I'm going to stick with your 20 because when it's an arbitrary number, like you just pull it out your ass, it's nice, but it doesn't have an emotional. This is why I need that. When I'm trying to do this thing for these cruises and all that, I don't play.
I understand.
Okay, so now with this, you're trading at one standard lot.
Mhm.
Okay, now this is assuming you never lose a trade. I
Right.
just sent this to you in the Skype, so you can grab it later.
Okay.
Anything in pink you can change, or magenta, as they say. All right. I
Yes.
usually leave this at 10% because um, it makes the numbers, it makes the actual math of what you potentially are risking uh, easier to comprehend. So 200
Okay.
is what percentage of 20,000?
10%. No, 1%.
Thank you. So you only lose, or there's a potential to lose only 1% per trade,
Okay.
even though they're saying you're risking 10% of the account here. People don't understand how trading math works. And I won't
Mhm.
get into that lesson at the moment. All right. So if
Yes.
make the trade, you make $202. You make $200. All right.
Uh huh. Yes.
And this is all you're going for is your 20 pips a day. And you don't have to get it all in one on one trade. You don't have to get it all at the same in the same hour. If you've blocked out 3 hours, you got 3 hours to dance around and get 20 pips.
That's
Five
right.
here, eight there, six there. You don't
Yes.
have to go, crazy with it. And you're only trading one lot.
Mhm.
All right. So now let's assume that you get your. Well, in fact, let's make this for your BMW, and you need 4 pips a day. All right. And what you're
Mhm.
shooting for is that payment of what was it, $500 a month?
Yeah, I think it was like 600 a
Okay,
month
so
or
let's say
whatever, something like
600.
that.
So if you trade this scenario and you look for 4 pips a day, and all you're going to make is $40 on that trade, you
Mhm.
got me?
Yes.
All right. So now as we roll down here, and you see we're going one, let me explain. When you win a trade, the
Yeah, it
system lets you
increases.
trade an extra lot. So if we
Sure.
follow this
According
and
to
we
your
get four
balance.
pips every single day, at the end of month one, at the end of month one, we've got $815 that we can take out
Right.
and send to the guy for our car.
Okay.
You got me?
Yes.
That's just 4 pips a day. So now you could stop right here when you get your account to this level and do this 1.4 lots, 1.04 lots, get your 4 pips every day, and you're pretty much good to go. You follow me?
Okay. Yeah. Yes, I do.
So now let me run down here a little bit farther. Now you would need a larger account to get this all in one trade. I just want to see how far we go at the end of the year. Okay, so at the end of the year here, you're making $67 a trade on each trade you make. All right, but at the end of the month, you're clearing $1,300.
Okay.
So you're making $1,300 a month trading, and you didn't change anything, and never went beyond 2 lots.
Okay.
All right. Now we
Yes.
don't live in a perfect world.
No, we
Yep.
don't.
So let's. I'm going to go back to the 20, and if you never miss a trade, you turn your 20,000 into 265,000
In a year.
in a
Wow.
year.
That's tremendous.
Okay. But we don't live in a perfect world. So let's
Right.
assume 25% of our trades are trades that are not going to win.
Mhm.
And let's assume that our stop losses are between, I'll say 15 and 20, because you don't want your stop loss to be larger than your take profit. Agree
Right.
with that?
Yes, I
So
do.
now we're going to lose 25% of these trades,
Mhm.
and still you turn
87.
20,000 into 87,000.
Yes.
And that's being wrong 25% of the time. And you
Yes.
see how it randomizes the losses in here. This one was 18,
Yes.
that one was 19.
Mhm.
Okay. And now at the end of month one, you can easily, easily make that $600 car payment.
Mhm.
And you never went beyond 2 lots.
Right.
Okay, that's the other thing you want
Wow.
to see. Now in this scenario, I just want to show you if you want that $600 knot. Let me see how far down we go to get to 600. 500. Come on. Oh, I forgot we got the, what do you call it? The losses in. Okay. So at the end of 9 months, all right, you're placing one trade, 3.02 lots, going for 20 pips. And on that one trade alone, you make $600.
Wow.
You can do that one trade every day. You
Right.
get me? This is a single day's
Yes.
profit.
Sure. Once you've built up to that
Right.
3.02, yeah.
The other thing people have a big issue with Forex is that they want to get rich, all of it right now. They have
Sure.
no sense of patience. They have no sense of thinking like a banker, no sense of building anything, because we're not taught to build. We're spenders. We're consumers. We're not
Mhm.
builders of cash. We're spenders of cash,
That's right.
which is what we're taught. And
That's right.
it would help to become a builder of a cash account. All
Yes.
right. And now this
That's
is with,
that's what I'm trying to do. Build an asset.
yeah.
Go ahead.
And again, this is with 25% of the trades being losers and the stop losses being between 15 and 20. Now
Okay.
I designed this to like manage money and all that, but I don't do that anymore. It just got to be too much of a headache. But knock wood, nobody lost any money with me. So,
Good.
um, and I didn't love it as much as I thought I would. That was the other thing.
Oh, okay.
So here you'll see, like here we're trading 1.09.
Yes.
There was a loss. Now we're down to
Mhm.
1.08. There was another
Yes.
loss, and now we're down to 1.07. Okay, finally we get a winner. And now that only brings us back up to 1.08. You are never out of financial control.
Right.
Okay, it's a slower, steadier, more realistic way of building an account. All right.
Okay. Yes.
The other thing you could do, you could take this 20 and open up a sub account. So you open up a 10. You can open up a $10,000 account just to protect the rest of your capital, and you could trade a bit more crazy with the other account. But if it's all in there, then there's a potential for it all to be lost.
Right.
So what you could do is take half of that out and just leave 10, because 10 will still give you 38. That
Right.
I mean, you can get a lot done with that. And
Absolutely.
we are still working with 25% of the trades being losers.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Um,
Which is pretty high. If you have a system that is has a high
right.
probability of
Exactly.
winning.
Well, I mean, we can crank that up a little bit. Let's make this 40%. All right. Do we
Right.
still make money?
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
sure do. That's losing damn near half your trades.
Right.
You see what I mean? But this will never, and
Right.
this will give you that three losses in a row. And there'll probably be a stretch of six or seven in here somewhere. Here
Mhm.
we go. Yep. One, two, three, four, five, six in a row. That's realistic. That's
Mhm.
likely to happen.
Mhm. Yes.
Okay. But still, you end up at what? And that's month number one. You're halfway to your car.
Right.
And you've been damn near half wrong.
Right. Right.
You get what I mean? And that's
Sure.
by keeping your and the key to this is to keep your risk reward in check. So
Okay.
you never want to go more than 1 to 1. All right.
Okay.
So that will number one will solve some of that. Let me take a big fat trade for no fucking reason.
Right.
Okay. Number two, think in terms of what's going on in your life realistically, where the money means something. Okay.
Right.
You'll be less likely to really jerk it around, and you'll spend more time hunting the charts. And now we'll go back to the charts in a minute.
Okay.
All right. You have any
Yes.
questions on this?
No, I mean it's pretty simple. It's self-explanatory. I mean, you let me see your monthly withdrawal. You got your maximum
I'll show you
contracts.
monthly withdrawal just so you. And let me move this back here to a zero for a moment. I know it's not realistic, but it makes the understanding of the concept better. So let's say
Okay.
I wanted to keep growing the account, but I need a little pocket money. So I'm going to take
Mhm.
50% of the monthly earnings and put it in my pocket. So my
Okay.
10,000 becomes 38. All right.
Mhm.
But at the end of the month, my account has grown by $2,000. I take $1,000 and put that in my pocket,
Right.
and that will be reflected when you see day 21. Remember, there's 20 trading days in a month.
Sure.
All right. So you'll see here from the 12,000, I took 1,000 out, put it in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yes.
and I'm still growing the account. So at the end of the year, oh, actually have to scroll down for that. I forgot. Yeah, I tried to add that to this, and it got to be too much of a mess. At the end of the year, let's say I've drawn out 3 grand. Well, no, that's the monthly withdrawal. That, that's what I'm missing with my totals. At the end of the year, um,
It's 12 times that number.
yeah, well, it's
Okay.
equal to this because we're doing 50%.
Gotcha.
Oh, withdrawals year end. Why is this saying zero? This should have that number in it.
Well, it should have that number or half that number.
No, it should have this number.
The exact same number, right?
Um, oh no, it should have half this number. Why is that? What did I leave out here?
Yeah, it should be like
Um,
19,000. Should be like 19,000.
hmm. Withdrawals year end. Why?
What's the formula for the box say?
Oh, I have no damn idea. You tell me.
No, I mean if you click on it, oh no, it doesn't. Oh, never mind. No, sometimes it'll show up in the that URL area. It'll show up here sometimes if you
Oh,
click
in
on it.
here.
Yeah, I guess it's not showing you the formula bar.
Yeah, wait,
Yeah,
I have another one. Let me.
or maybe there is no formula in there. Then maybe that's the problem.
Um,
Oh no, oh no, there is one because you just made it come up.
yeah, because it's working on this one.
I don't know.
Okay, well, you get the idea.
Hey, I get it.
Okay, where's that? Where'd the first one go? Let me close this. Don't save. And this was yours. Okay. Why does this not show up? Monthly withdrawal. Hmm. All right, I have to get one of my gurus to take a look at this. Anyway, but it should be 19,000 in your pocket, 19,000 growth from 10. You damn
Gotcha.
near double your money, and you get an extra 20 grand in your pocket to work with.
Gotcha.
All right. Okay. All right. So, but you get the premise. And I usually
Right.
leave this at 10% because the way the math works out, it'll actually be a 1% amount of risk.
Okay.
All right. But if you wanted to trade a larger lot size, then you would bump this up, and this will bump up. So if I make this 20%, just to show you, now I'm trading a lot size. Now this is 2%. Okay.
Okay.
You got
Gotcha.
me. So if this trade goes south, it's 2% of the account,
Okay.
which you can still live with.
Mhm.
All right. But like I said, I got bills to pay.
Yeah. Same here.
Anyway,
Same here.
all right. So that's in your Skype. So now we'll go eyeball a few charts, or let's go back to your chart and then go over some things.
Okay.
Um, so I'm going to make you presenter again.
Okay.
Uh, where change your presenter. All right, you will be the presenter here shortly.
Okay.
All right, let me move this out of the way. So now, the one thing you mentioned in your text was trying to figure out which pairs to trade.
Yeah, kind of how to properly evaluate the market to determine which pair to choose
Okay.
for that day or that time.
Now, for me, it's always about dancing with the one that brung you. Okay?
Okay.
Trying to pick the prettiest looking chart.
Okay.
Now, there's a couple of ways to do it. First, you can go out to your H4 and then see where you are generally. Now, this H4 tells me that we're basically sideways. See that?
Mhm.
So I
Yes.
might want to stay away from that. Okay, unless I'm feeling, you know, kind of adventurous and I want to try to trade this range.
Right.
Otherwise, I would stay away from it because
Okay.
here you would have been short, and our five triangles are already gone. One, two, three, four, five. This made six triangles. Wow. Um, all right, so this pair I would stay away from if I were looking at it from today. I
Okay.
don't want that. I want the market watch. So let's pick another pair. Are you paying a commission?
Let's go. Excuse
You
me.
paying a commission on your trades?
Yes.
Oh, that's why. Okay, because these are what are you paying? $5?
Maybe six.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's not bad.
Oh,
Oh, I got it.
because the spreads are so tight. Is that what you had?
Yeah,
What you
I have
asked?
tight spreads too, but I'm paying. In fact, let me just see what my spreads are. Oh, mine are the same as yours basically.
Okay.
I'm paying a $5 round trip. Yeah. Okay.
So.
So, it's half a pip.
Okay.
Okay, so this is pound yen H4. It's making it's swinging and oscillations going up. So
Right.
I'd look for a long possibly on pound yen, as long as I'm not banging
Yes.
up against a wall up here somewhere. And the only way to figure that out is to drop your trend line just a little bit below the top of that wick and then go out to a
Mm.
daily. Because I want to know, well, what am
Okay.
I, look at that. Look what I'm banging up against.
Right up against. Yeah.
Okay, so I may back off of that. I want pretty, you know?
Okay.
Sometimes the biggest butt is okay.
Yes. A lot of times it is.
I need to close this door. My daughter might be listening. Um, all right, obviously here you see this looks like it wants to go long because you're bouncing off of all of this. So now this Aussie yen, I might be
Mm-hmm.
looking for long trades here. You got
Okay.
all these long wicks. You do simple analyzing. Don't over analyze it.
Sure.
All right,
Yeah, but you have your support, strong support there, so it's an indication that you could go long.
right. Let's look at Dollar Chef. And what I want to do is find a slam dunk. Dollar
Yeah.
Chef, I'd be looking for a long. Once this
Okay.
clears up, because we've broken through our moving averages. We're in the process of trying to make a pullback, and I'd be looking for a long in here somewhere.
Okay.
Let's go Aussie dollar. And sometimes you don't get the slam dunk, so then you go down to the next lowest time frame. Here I'd be looking for a short.
You know we're on the D1, right?
Yeah. Oh, let me go back to
Okay.
H4, and I'll show you why I use the H4 initially. Come on. See, here we're in no man's land, so I
Mm-hmm.
don't like this at all on the H4. If I were looking for anything, I would look maybe for a small scalp short, but this looks like it wants to break above this.
Yes. And let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Seeing that convergence between the 18 and the 89, would that make you consider going to the smaller time frame for an entry long, or no?
When you say the convergence, you're talking about this coming closer to this.
Correct.
Okay.
They're converging.
Well, I don't like the no man's land.
Okay.
You get me? Like if I came to the,
Yeah, but I like.
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Now I was gonna say, so if, like, for instance, if you take this chart and you go down to you go down to the, let me get this. See, now you're not in no man's land on the 1 hour. You see,
Right.
because they're converging here on the 4 hour. So the convergence here, what do we, like just going back to the old Y straight days for a minute.
Okay.
You have when lines, you have, you have them in order to have a cross, you gotta have the lines converge and they cross, and then the lagger follows the other, right? And then what happens eventually, they become parallel, and then they are converging. Excuse me, they're separating from one another, and then what happens is they become parallel, and then eventually they converge and then they cross. So I'm just using that logic for a moment there, because that's what lines moving averages do. So you have some convergence here where it's starting to actually go towards and looks like it wants to go. Now, obviously, it's not there yet, but we know that when you look at a smaller time frame, it's actually already happened. That's why you have the convergence here in the first place. So would that be something to say, okay, let me go to a smaller time frame to see if I can see an entry to go long?
Okay. Well, I have to give you a yes and no on that because
Okay.
um, I don't know what's going to happen here in no man's land.
Right. That's
Every
true.
time we had this little convergence, as you call it, yeah, we went up a little bit, but we came right back where we started over here.
Yes, we did.
We went up a little bit, came right back where we started. And
True.
in real time, where was that other one? There's another one here. Here we went up. Here was basically flat. Here we went up, but came right
Mm-hmm.
back where we started again.
It failed. Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
now we're about to hit this again. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Right.
eh. Let me just look for something that I would call a. And the other thing too,
Yeah. Slam
you
dunk.
got to look at. Let me go back to this Aussie dollar again. Is You were talking about this convergence in here. You're not trading this time of day. This is Asia, is what I'm assuming.
Right. Okay.
These are the four candles that you're trading right in
Mm-hmm.
here. So, and the other thing I wanted to show you too, why I do this. Let me put volumes in, and I can't make them any higher. But what I want you to see, you see how this looks like the teeth of a saw? How
Yes.
uniform that is? That's
Yes.
3 hours when they're doing nothing, 3 hours when they're
Mm-hmm.
running, 3 hours when they're
Right.
doing nothing, 3 hours when they're running. That's why I like to use that 4 hour chart. It takes
Okay.
that sort of information into account. And you see it's perfect sawtooth all the way
Mm-hmm.
across. So when I see like when it comes into the hot 3 hours and volume has increased, okay, that doesn't mean volume increase means a long trade. That's not what it means. It means that there's
Mm-hmm.
more money activity coming into the market heavy. And we
True.
already know which way.
Mm-hmm. True.
Okay, but again, I don't like to have too much stuff on the chart. But I know, and you could look at this in practice with a little bit. Okay, I was trying to get rid of the grid, but I must have. I didn't. It would help if I clicked it. You think? What am I doing wrong here? Okay, I'm just gonna leave
Yeah.
it.
I don't think you're
Don't
doing
worry
it
about it.
bad. Yeah. There you
Don't worry
go.
about it. But
Okay.
I'm looking for a slam dunk. Let me look at New Zealand yen. Oh, this is that range we saw on something else.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Um, let's look at Euro Aussie. Because once you see a slam dunk, it'll get. Oh, there we go. Now this I would call a slam dunk.
Okay.
We've had a long, slow decline. Boom, back underneath here. This is going to give us our little pullback. All right, that's going to be our pullback right in here. Oh, this thing is quirky, but that's okay. Let go. All right. Now I'll go down to a
Yes.
15, and now I'll be looking for a short below that line or a short heading to that line. Oh, come on.
Just
Yeah, okay.
create the margin. Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, so now I'd be looking for. I forget, I clicked it twice and it jumped twice. Now I'd be looking for shorts.
Okay.
All right. And now here would be a nice entry here. I'll just take these last two candles here. Oh, this thing got a delay. Wow, it's nice. And then oh no, you do it.
Okay.
Oh, you know what I forgot to tell you? If you try to move the mouse at the same time I'm trying to move the mouse,
Oh, I wasn't moving it, but
okay,
I know
but
what you mean.
just so
It
yeah.
it creates a problem.
So that could have been a nice 10 pip trade there.
And it opened up right on that side,
Yep, it
right
opened up
here.
right on the other side.
That's 10.
No, take it to the bottom. That's
Oh,
30.
wait, right here, right?
No, 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 right to the bottom. Yeah, that would have been a 30 pip move.
You mean right?
No, no, no,
This
no,
is
no.
the bottom of the.
Right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So based
Yeah,
on where the entry
27,
was,
28.
that would have been a 30 pip move. That's your day's work
Sure.
done.
Right.
And you had a reason. You
Mm-hmm.
got me because you could see from a higher time frame chart. Once you know what your direction is, then you just look for trades in that direction.
So this right here is your slam dunk, pretty much.
Well,
So
it's
this
one
is
of
your
them.
slam.
There are several.
Okay.
And I'll show you another one. Let's say you wanted to trade. Where are we? Uh, Stuff jumped around kind of quick. Let's go back to the H4. I'll show you a different slam dunk. Now, again, this is happening in Asia, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. Do you remember the price trap?
The price trap. Nah, was that on one of the videos?
I don't know which ones you have, but I'll show you what a price trap is.
Okay.
A price trap is a three candle formation. You have to have all three candles work together, otherwise you don't have a trap. With
Okay.
me? And he,
So far.
okay, so here's what it is. Here we have a candle, this red candle, and
Yes.
it's followed by two candles that can't close below that low and can't close above that high.
Two candles that can't close above that low and can't close above that high.
Correct.
Okay.
That's a trap.
Okay.
No one's making a penny in there. No one makes any money in
Mm-hmm.
there. Let me draw a box. Yeah, I know I gotta release it. Come on down.
Yeah, let me work it out for you
All
a
right.
little bit.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah.
So now this was a news candle, obviously, but I want you to get the premise. When you get a close outside of this box,
Mm-hmm.
that's another slam dunk. And you can look for that.
Okay.
Now, the only thing with this that I wouldn't like about it is that it's actually in a down where both moving averages are still indicating a general long, but you
Okay.
wouldn't have been burned anyway because you'd have to put a pending order up here.
Up where?
If
Oh.
you wanted to go long, yeah,
Okay.
you got to close outside the
Right.
box. So you would have lost
Sure.
nothing, right?
Right.
So let's just go back to a couple of these other pairs and just see if there was something there like that. Um,
And you generally look for these on the 4 hour, right?
yeah, either 4 hour or 1 hour, they'll show up. Like here's one now. By this
Yes.
red candle. Here was one from earlier in the morning. Okay.
Hold on 1 second. Let me do this.
Okay. Right. And now what your goal is to put a line down here. I'm trying to grab this line. Right. So you're on a lower time frame. You know if you get a close below here, you're likely to get a pretty decent move. And it
Okay.
won't set up for me the right way, but you get the idea. You can set it up. All right.
That's what you're looking for?
Well, yeah, right at the bottom of this,
Oh, I'm sorry.
bottom of the box. Okay. So now you can go down now to and now generally these price traps will move at least one time the width of the box.
What does that mean?
Okay, that when we close below this, price will move a
Yes.
distance equal to the width of this box.
Wow. Wow. So
I'll show you another one that happened. Let's do this one right here, this white candle.
so it's 183
Yeah.
pips.
And how many do you
Okay.
need to pay for that BMW?
Um, 10,
Four.
20. Oh, four. That's right. We did say four. We
All right.
established
So
that.
now here was a price trap here if you can put the box around it. This green candle, this guy.
This one?
This one. Uh,
Did I
yeah,
miss
this
it?
guy. You got to go the other way with it. Yeah. Nope, the other way, the other way. Okay, yeah, you
Oh, to
got
the
it.
right? To the
No, no,
left?
it's this green candle.
Oh, okay. So it's this one.
Right. Go to the bottom of that. Right. And then, right.
Extend out.
And now, okay, so now we had a close above the box.
Okay, hold on a
Okay.
second.
Now you got it. You got it. You don't have to get 'cause I noticed.
Anal. Yeah, I understand.
Now this should be down here.
The it should be.
Yeah, remember, yeah. Oh no, you're right. You're right. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because
No, no,
that's
no.
the
Yeah,
box
that's the
right
bottom
there,
of this
right?
candle. Right. Okay.
Yes.
So again, it didn't close below that low, and here it closed above that. And how wide is the box?
The box is about 40 pips.
Okay. And now measure from the that would be your trade entry, and measure up to the top to the height.
Ah, I see. From here to here, 80 pips. Jeez.
Yeah, most of the time
Whew.
it moves double, but
Wow.
one time is pretty good.
Wow.
Okay, so you see that?
Right.
And
So it's kind of engulfed. It's kind of engulfed the price. It's engulfed in that candle, pretty much, right?
what do you mean?
So to speak. Well, I mean the so the candle. So you said three. Let me just make sure I understand. So you have to look at three candles. So you look at your last three candles, let's just say, and if price
It's trapped
closes,
within the first of the three candles.
okay. So if price stays within the first of the three candles, so so let me help me understand what happens here. Let me do this. So as this is moving along, right? We this candle has been established, right? And but we don't have enough information to create the trap yet, do
No, we
we?
need the next two candles to close.
So we get the next two candles to close. Then we realize that price has not closed outside of the width of this candle.
Correct. Then,
And then once we've identified that, we draw our box,
mm-hmm,
and then wherever price closes, so in this case price actually closed here, then that's our entry.
correct.
And then from there we know that our range, so to speak, or yeah, our range of our profit potential is the width of this box. Is
Correct.
that correct? Okay.
Now what we're going to do is put a horizontal line on that close. No, a horizontal line on the top of that white box. The smaller.
Of this white box?
No, no, the smaller. Put a horizontal line there. Now you can go down to a 15.
Ah, so I see, said the blind man.
Now you got to
Oh, this is
squeeze
on the bigger
it in a
box.
bit.
Yeah, this is the bigger box.
And now you're looking for the close outside that box. And preferably you want it to be long.
Interesting.
Okay, so now show me where your
You
entry
said
would be.
what my entry would be?
Hmm.
For this particular trade. So now let me ask you a question. Would I modify this, seeing as how I'm seeing these
Answer the question
fractals?
first. Answer the question.
Okay, what's your
Fractals
question?
got
I'm
nothing to
sorry.
do with this.
Okay, where would my entry be for this?
Right. Your long entry.
My long entry. Let's see, it closed here.
What's the rule?
Two candles.
Oh, you're combining two different things here now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
What
sorry.
you did was
Okay.
correct.
So what? Okay. So my entry would
If you're doing a
be
price trap, your entry is right there.
yes. And now I'm riding high.
You got me?
Riding high.
Right.
Yeah. I got
Because
you.
you're trading in the direction of the 18 and 89 from a higher time frame. Because
Yes.
down here, if you remember to use wise trade terminology, down here you're going to get all the oscillations. But the
Yes.
oscillations will follow the higher time frame trend.
Mm. Yes.
So
True.
now,
Indeed.
instead of getting that 40 pips, which was this close, You got this
You're
closed,
actually getting like
put
100.
another 80, another 40 pips in your pocket.
Yeah, this is like 103
Gotcha.
or 8. Even if you want to just say 8, stay with the close. Say you know, I don't know where it's going to close at or
Well, there's
whatever.
a bunch of ways you could do it.
Sit.
You could stay in it until you close back through the 18.
All right,
That's
that's right.
another
That is
way
my
of
exit
doing it if you
strategy.
don't know. You could
Yes.
close when you get the first red candle. There
Okay.
are a lot of different ways that you could close. You could close when uh, this delta changes, because you see, as the trend gains strength, we get further away from the moving average.
Correct.
Then, as you see candles start to pull back toward the moving average, you can say, you know what? I got enough. I hit
Right.
my number. I made my number for the day.
I'm done. Yeah.
All right. So that's another.
Mhm.
Get rid of this big box because this kind of throws it all off. Yeah, just right click and delete on that this big box. Right click on that square.
Yeah. Yep. You got it.
All right. So we know that this box is from a higher time frame. We know we want to trade the breakout long, and we
Mhm.
have a good estimate of how far it's going to go. It's going to go a minimum of one of these boxes. So
Yes.
you can do two lots, let's say, if that's what the trade sheet allows you, and then you can take one off when you get, halfway there.
Yes.
When you get one times width of the box, split that trade, move your stop to break even plus five. So now,
Mhm.
even if you get stopped out, you get paid.
Right.
All right, let's look. Let's take a look at another pair. You picked a pair this time.
Let's go with. Let's go with. Did we do EuroCAD yet? Uh.
Going out to H4. All right, nothing really there.
Okay.
And you see, we're in that no man's land that I don't particularly like.
Yes.
That's not like clean enough for me. I
Okay.
want to go to something where I can
Okay.
say, "Oh yeah."
So there's nothing there with that one, right?
Well, you got this wall of resistance right here. So even though this is
Yes.
pointing long, this is looking a lot like it's going to hit this wall and then
Yes.
make another pullback.
And sure.
All right. So all right, that's not. I like to see clean sailing.
Sure.
And I
Okay.
mean, and you're paid to wait.
Right. This is true. Let's try the pound Aussie.
Okay. Now I like this for a couple of reasons because this looks like we've got strong resistance right down here. This
Mhm.
pocket, which is right in line with our 89. Okay. I wouldn't be
Okay.
surprised to see a nice bounce off of this.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
remember, we're talking scalp. So I say, okay, this is kind of good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop this line down here, right?
Yes.
And now I'm going to go to a lower time. Well, I could bring it down to these guys and clean it up a little bit. You know what I mean? If you could bring it down to here.
Yeah.
Yeah, right in there. And now I'd be looking for, now I'd go down to my 15, and I'm looking for a bounce off that area. You have to squeeze it in this way.
This way.
Yeah, on the side.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Let me bring that back to normal, and then
See that? Now that'll be a nice target for a bounce.
right. Now with that bounce, would you be doing your like? Are you just bouncing? Or are you using the two candle approach, or
Oh,
what are
you
you
can use the
doing?
two candle approach, sure, sure. And with the
Okay.
target
So are you gonna wait
right.
for it to get above the 89 before you get into the trade going long, or are you
Well,
gonna
on a
actually
scalp
literally
like
wait
that,
for a
what
bounce
you
off
want
the?
on a bounce like that, if it does give you the trade intro, you want three, four, five, and out.
Oh well, wait. Let me ask you this question. Let me go here. So would you want to see a scenario that look like this when it hits the bottom? And then you drawing
Absolutely,
your line to get your entry
absolutely.
like this. This is what you want to see.
Yep.
You want to see that down here in this area, right?
Location, location, location.
Okay, and then that would be your setup to get into that trade.
Right. And my target would be um, this low.
Oh, this.
This low right
What do you
here.
mean? I'm sorry. Where's your Okay.
That low.
Oh, I got you.
Okay.
What do you mean your target would be that low?
Yeah, on if I
Oh,
would
you
take a
mean you would
long
actually use
trade.
this as your low? I got you. So it would be from this area here up to here.
Right.
Is that what you're
Hmm.
saying? Okay, because that's your closest, nearest low
Right.
that we can
If it
identify
does
right
pull
now.
back, and if you look at all the pullbacks, they all tend to get pretty close to that prior low. Like you see this prior low up here?
Mm-hmm.
Look at where this pulled back to. Right in that
Mm-hmm.
general area. That
Sure.
now this dropped and then it made a pullback to here. And look, that's within this general area.
Sure.
And then you look at this drop and then look at this pullback. That came into
Yeah.
this general area.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I would target this as a, not that I'm going to get all of it. And I know that this
Right.
represents a bounce off the 89 on a higher time frame. I know what that line is.
Right.
So that would be one. Let's pick another pair. Oh, and here's your
Sure.
price trap here, by the way. You see that?
I need help seeing that. Let me
All right.
see.
Because you could have done that price trap down to the 1 minute chart right here. This 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so we're looking. So in the price trap, you're looking at the bodies of the candle to close outside, which they did not in this case.
Correct. So
I
put a
see.
box on it. Eliminate this
Sure.
box. Eliminate the
I
white
will.
box.
Matter of fact, as a matter of fact, what I'll do is I'll conserve.
All right. Very good. Now you've got your
Uh-huh.
direction because both of your moving averages are sloping. So your bias is
Mm-hmm.
going to be short. So now you're going to go down to a 1 minute chart. You're only looking for a short, so you don't have to fart with that line too much.
Right.
So now you go down to a 1 minute and you're looking for a short or a close below that on a 1 minute.
Wow.
Okay, now that happened right here in the middle of the box. Oh no, we don't know that. That happened
Okay.
more over here, I should say.
Here.
You know, any one of them, because your stop is the opposite side of the box. So any one of them would have been a winner.
Okay.
So let's take the worst entry. They actually all are pretty good entries.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looked pretty good.
And
So you saying?
right on that price trap,
So he's saying right
yeah.
here.
And then what? Did you make your 10 pips?
That's 20 right there.
And that's on a 1 minute chart.
Phew, that's 40. Oh my goodness gracious.
And remember, yeah,
60.
there's several things you can do
This
with
is in
your
one,
exit.
2, 3
Yeah.
minutes. Oh my goodness, huh?
And how much is your
I'm
stop
listening.
loss?
Oh,
How much is your stop?
20, 22 pips.
Okay.
Well, you don't know. Well, let me see. Would it have been established yet? I guess. Yeah. It doesn't matter. You see where the high is.
Exactly.
So yeah. Even if the fractal wasn't there, you know where the high is. So yeah, 22 pips.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Oof. Well, yeah. This is the pound, also a pound pair, so
Right.
it's going to give
Now
you
the
that
other
kind of
thing
push.
too is that uh, remember you get 3 to 5 candles in the direction of the trend, and then 2 to 3 against pullback.
Mm-hmm.
So you could
Mm-hmm.
say, okay, you can have a rule. I'm not going to move anything until 3 candles are finished, and then at the end of
Wow.
3 candles,
Okay.
then you can decide what you want to do. And here's your second price trap right here. This green candle.
Wow. 1, 2, 3. Oh, the green
Yeah.
candle. 1, 2,
Let me
3.
explain that. You see how?
Yeah, the red one
Yeah. You see
actually.
how the red one
I see
is?
that red one.
But
Yeah.
now you have the next two. It never triggered a trade.
Right.
Then if the next candle closes, that's actually inside the green one. So
I
you
see.
move your box
Right.
down.
So the other one falls off. The red one falls
Right,
off,
exactly,
and you move it.
exactly.
I got you.
And
So
then
because
your
it's continuous price
and
trap until it
and
breaks.
then your entry on that price trap would be right there.
Well, now let me see. So you have your price trap here. One, two, three. Right. This candle gets established, but it still didn't close
Well,
outside. The body didn't close.
measure from the one that did.
Let's see. So here's our price trap.
Okay, yep.
Right.
You see your entry.
One, two, three. And this one, the wicks are outside. Oh, we don't
Wicks
count the
don't
wicks,
mean a
do we?
damn thing.
Okay. So the body still hasn't closed
Correct.
outside. So does that mean that this now moves to here?
No,
Okay.
because this candle, the third candle, closed lower than the low of that other red candle. You got me? Had you moved your box over, had you moved it over like this, as you were saying, well, this candle broke it.
Hold
But
on a second.
yeah, but you don't
You
have the three
you saying?
candles.
Oh, I see what you're saying. This candle broke. You don't have
You
three.
got to have
Right.
three.
I
You
got
got
you.
to
So
have the trapping candle and the other two. But you see the entry.
so
You
this
see
one.
your entry is clear as day.
Oh yeah, it's right here. This is the entry right
Exactly.
there.
Yeah. And then did you get your 10 pips on that?
Well, let's see. Let me just establish that there. Let's look. So our entry's the close here,
Right. Because you can't go lower
and
than a
we
1 minute.
that's true.
Yep. And
So you
it went
got
all the way
your
down to the fractal at the bottom.
yeah, but you got your 17, and of course it made it all the way down to 30 pips.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. That's tremendous.
Yeah. Because a lot of times I tell people about trading on 1 minute and they get panicked because, oh, it's too fast. And no, 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 no. You need to know what you're looking for. And then
Mm.
you just
Yeah.
sit. And I like to tease, probably improper thing to say, but I like to tease and do an OJ. You
Okay.
know, I put my box out and I'm waiting in the weeds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got you.
So the idea
Okay.
is to look on a higher time frame. I preferably like H4 because of how it shows
Okay.
up with the volume. Uh,
Mhm.
and you're looking for a setup that gives you a very clear sense of direction. Then you want to go down to a lower time frame and look for trades in that direction. It's very simple.
And
And there are a
kind
lot
of
of
get.
setups I can show you. I'm just running out of time
I was
now
gonna
as I look
ask
at
you.
the clock.
Okay.
But
Okay.
there are a lot of like real nice setups. I like the price trap because it's simple. Let me show you one more. Let's
Okay.
go back out to the H4. And I'll show it to you. Oh, here, perfect. God damn. I call this a twin tower um,
Okay.
because here you have several green candles in a row, right? It
Mhm.
doesn't matter if it's long or short, but you got to have at least two or three green candles in a row. And then, now, I'm going to say this 3 times. When you get that first red candle, if the wick of that first red candle is higher than the prior green candle, the odds are about 90% that the next candle is going to be a red candle also.
Okay.
So we have a three. Now here we have the 3 or 4 candles in a row over here. And now we have our first red candle. But notice that the wick of this red candle was not higher than the previous green candle.
Okay. Right.
Okay, so that means there's no guarantee that the candle after this red one's going to go red.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Let's look over here. Here you have a green candle, and it's followed by a red candle. I would prefer that these were all green candles, but you know the market's more Picasso than Norman Rockwell, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And here, this red candle, the wick of this red candle is higher than the wick of the prior green candle. Odds are extremely high that the next candle is going to be a red candle.
Which it is.
All right, let's roll back in history a little bit so you can see a bunch of these. Okay, this almost, if this was a little bit higher, I would have been happy with it. But this is an inside bar, and I don't want to get into that. When you have a long run up like that and you get that inside red bar, that's another,
It's a reversal.
that's a, yeah, oh, I'm all over that. Here's another inside red bar. You see that? And everything
Yes.
went deep. But I want you just to see the Twin Towers for the moment.
Okay.
And I don't see one here. Here's one that didn't work. Um, where you had the two red candles. This wick was higher than the next one. The next candle did not go short, so that one didn't work out. But the general
Okay.
market did go short after a while. Here's one where we've got the three red candles in a row, three green candles in a row, and our first red candle had a higher wick than the prior green candle, and the next candles went red. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, to the downside, what you're looking for are several down candles. And when you get the first green candle, if you want that green candle wick to be lower than the prior red candle.
Red candy. Right.
Odds are that next candle is going to be green. I was using
Is
this.
that
I
also?
was using this on binary options and cleaning up. I just couldn't. I couldn't find a broker that would actually give me the money I earned.
Which broker did you use when you were doing it?
Um, some French sounding option de binary or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, I know. Bank to
Yeah,
binary.
yeah, yeah,
I know
yeah,
what you're
yeah.
talking about. Yeah,
There
they
were
were
a couple
gross.
of them. Oh, yeah, a few of them. I even built an EA to do it, and still couldn't get paid.
CT. I tried one called CT
Hmm.
options, and it's funny. I had my money in the account. They put it with a replicator, and they had somebody trading it. They built it up. I put like 250 in there. They built it up to 1300. And they're like, yeah. So listen, put in more money and da 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 da. And I said, well, no, hold on. I'd rather let me just trade it and build it up. And they're like, because they wanted me to put in more money into the account. So I saw it kind of as a scam where it wasn't about the balance being a certain amount for them to do certain things. It was more about you have to, even if we get the balance up here, we want you to put more in. And I was just like, nah, I don't like that. I see it didn't feel
Yeah,
right,
they
you
make
know.
money on volume. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
But now let's look at this Aussie yen. And here's a twin tower, a
Mhm.
couple of green, and the next candle, while it didn't go red, the market kept going.
Mhm.
All right. Here's the next twin tower. Okay, where we got a couple of candles in a row, and then when we get that opposite color green, opposite color red, and the market went down. Here's one that didn't work out right here. We had two candles in a row. Okay, it's not 100%, but it's pretty damn good. Here's a, oh, and
Okay, so
go ahead.
no, I'm just gonna go ahead.
Here's another one.
Mhm.
Several candles in a row, and the key is that the wick is higher than the prior green.
Okay.
All right, here's another one
So that's
over here where the wick is
yes.
higher than the prior green. Here's another one
Okay.
over here that the wick is higher than the prior green. And what that is when they're going up, 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 somebody makes one more reach up with that wick to grab those last few orders, and now we're out of here.
Mm.
That's what that is.
Mhm.
Okay, see here, here's a twin tower to the down.
Yes.
Okay, someone went down, grabbed all these orders that were left over, and now they're pushing the market up. That's another simple thing you could look at that might show up in your scanning.
Okay.
All right, and then when you get that, then you go, pop a line or put a box or whatever you need. Then go to your lower time frame. Now you already know where the power of that next move is coming from.
Mhm.
Let's look at
So
euro yen. It's going to look like pound yen.
before you do that, the Swiss, the with this pair right here, how are you drawing your box for your twin tower? Are you just like so? Let me
No, I'm
just
not
kind
drawing
of
a
do
box
something.
for it. I'm just looking at that one wick. And when
Just looking at it.
right, and
So
then
you're looking at this. So you're looking at this run up of a series of wicks here, and then you have one wick that runs up. This opens, and now you've identified this setup once this opens here.
Right.
Are you? And this is where you're taking your trade.
Yeah, you could take it there, or if you want to be a little more sure, you could take it one tick below the low of the Twin Tower.
I see. Uh huh.
And your stop is at the Twin Tower. It's
Right.
damn near never hit when you get a good one.
Mm. Okay. And then from here you go down to your lower time frame to what kind of
Yeah, now you go to your lower
refine your
time
entry.
frame, and now you can pick any entry. Oh, we didn't mark the candle. Shit.
No, we didn't go to the 4 hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marked with a
Oh, yes.
vertical, right?
Right. I mark it with a vertical, and now that gives
You
me
mark
that gives
you're marking on the twin tower candle.
right.
Okay. And then you go into the smaller time frame.
Right. Let me just change this to a blue. Make it the same color. You make that a
Oh, you talking about the red one?
Yeah. Make that vertical
The
line a blue candle.
Sure, no problem.
A blue line rather.
I understand.
And what it does is it gives you a crosshair. All right. Now we go down to
Yes.
a 15-minute, and we look for that crosshair. Might have to
Oh,
roll
this is in
back.
front of us. Hold on 1 second.
There it is.
Okay, so we have our crosshair.
And now we're looking for a close or something below this line.
Okay.
All right. And you can do that a bunch
Which
of
would be
ways.
here, I guess, right here,
There
right?
could be there. It could be one. You had a little pullback thing here. You had a pullback here. If you want to do the pullbacks, because now once you know where the break is going to be, now you can pick and choose your entry method.
Okay.
You got me? But if you get the close below here and then you stop right up there, you're usually in pretty good shape. And you want to make your take profit equal to your stop so you don't get that whacked out thing. So your stop is what? 14.
14.
Okay, so you're going to be looking for 14 up to 28. No,
Okay. So
you're not stopped out. Hold on. Wait. Put your vertical line up here. Put another vertical line here at that stop.
a vertical or
Horizontal, I'm
horizontal?
sorry. Yeah, right down there. Right. So remember, you're not stopped out yet.
Okay. Oh, of course. No. Yeah, you're not at
Yeah,
all.
exactly.
You're riding this thing. As soon as you're in here, you never hit here.
You never even get close.
So, oh, I see what you're saying. So if I put it here, it went back here, but then it kept going down
Right. It never came anywhere near your stop.
until. Phew,
Still didn't do it. Maybe the third time.
wow.
Maybe.
Wow, 34 right there. Went third. I mean, maybe. Yeah, like you said, maybe depending on your
Right.
spread.
But
I mean,
you
but
should have been out with your
wow.
number.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Hold on 1 second. Let me see something here. What do we say right here? Holy moly. 80 pip
Well,
zone.
and to keep in mind too now that with the 80 pip zone is that there's no guarantee you would have held it that long.
No, I know. I'm
But
just,
I
you
just
know.
want you to
I mean, it's a 15-minute chart though, so
Yeah.
it's you know,
and small
it's
risk.
feasible. Yes.
That falls.
And I mean, if you
Yeah,
go
so if
ahead.
your goal is 20, your stop ends up being in that 15 to 20 range that we did with the 25% losers.
Mm-hmm. You said they stopped being in. Yeah. So how are you? Like, what happens if? Yeah, that's a good question. So, what happens like you get in a trade like this? Let's see here. So you. So now we said our stop is here. Okay. Well, that's 14 pips. But let's suppose that it happens to be where the stop is further away. Now we have on our on our I'm sorry. On the sheet we have 15 pips. But, so I guess
Now on the sheet we have a stop loss.
that's just establishing
Yeah,
go
on
ahead.
the sheet our stop loss was in a range of 15 to
A
20.
range. I got you. So it's just basically establishing a ratio of a ratio more than an actual number.
Correct, because if you want to go to
More,
the
yeah.
fractal on one candle, the fractal might be 22 pips away. On another
Okay, yeah.
trade, the
Now you
fractal
answer my
might be
question.
10 pips away.
Right,
But you don't
right,
want to go
right.
outside of that boundary by very much. And let's say you
I
have a
got you.
trade you really like and it's 25 pips. The very
Mm-hmm.
second you get 5 pips in profit, you slide that stop loss up to 20.
Okay. Yes.
You
Okay.
get me?
Yeah.
So you always
Yeah.
want to keep it, in that range. So if there is a trade that doesn't go your way, it doesn't hurt you.
Right. Yeah. You reducing that 25% risk. You're not. You may not
Absolutely.
necessarily hit your number, but you reduce the chance of actually having that 25% loss
Exactly.
in your overall trading plan.
All
Right.
right.
I got you. That. Yeah. That makes sense.
All right. So you kind of got the idea.
Mm-hmm.
And that's now I use different stuff, but that's essentially what I do. You know
Okay.
what I mean? I try to keep my stops as tiny as possible, which causes me to take more stops than other people, but I almost never miss a big run.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And
Sure.
it's a price I'm willing to pay.
Right.
So,
Because the bigger runs will cover the stops that you've had that you get hit on.
right. And just to give you a little story to show you how the emotional impact of thing happens. Last year, or was it last year or the early part of this year? But we were trading live in the room. I call every trade live. I show every setup. This is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. So what would happen sometimes? I get distracted. Someone will say, "Hey, what about this on the pound yen 50 minute? Or what about the euro dollar 1 hour?" And I get pulled away, and I'm not really monitoring my trades, and we would end up with drawdown. Um,
Okay.
but what would happen is I would say, "Okay, now we've had a drawdown. Now we have to go into recovery trades." And it became almost an addiction. I didn't see it initially, where to show people, okay, we had six like trades in a row that went the wrong way. So now our job is to get
Mm-hmm.
8 or 9 in a row to go the right way. And I did it every single
Okay.
time. And it
Mm.
caught me that it
Wow.
became almost like a rush. I was so like the whole ego thing of I'm doing this in front of a room full of people, doing 9
Right.
trades in a row, getting back everything we
Okay.
lost, never risking an
Mm-hmm.
enormous amount of money in the account and all that, and
Okay.
doing it with terrible spreads. Because I would do it
Mm.
with 4 and 5 pip spreads on the euro, 8 pip spread on pound yen.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's where that
Wow.
emotion thing came in. Cause I got a little bit of a rush off of that. Because that's like, damn man, look at me, go Lou, and now,
Yeah. Popping your
well,
collar.
yeah. And what was so funny, it was like I was almost not wishing for losses, but was almost kind of glad when they came because now I could get that rush going. Like, watch me
Gotcha.
get this back. And I had to catch
Okay.
myself on that, and I said it out in the room because you got to be honest with yourself more than anything else. That
Okay.
it almost got to be a bit of an obsession. How far down can I go and get everything back in front of all of you? And that's not what trading is
Oh
about.
wow. Yeah, yeah. That's gambling now, and that's turned into gambling.
It's not
It's yeah,
trading.
like you said, it's
Yeah,
ego. Your ego's getting involved now. It's not even yeah, it's not even trading anymore. It's more like this is I have this thing down so much that it's a game to me, and now I want to play with it. Like
yeah.
increase the challenge more because you get bored, and you just like, all right, let me intensify the challenge even more. Well, I'd love to be at that point.
Yeah, well, like I said, I
you
did
know,
it, and I recorded all of it. So it's
you did well. I got to see those because I know I've seen. I got the two, you sent me like two YouTube videos you did, and
I've got maybe a
two.
hundred of them, but I didn't catalog them so you could find things easily. Um, because I just didn't sit down and do it, to be honest with you. But
I mean, if you want, you can. If you want to give them to me, you can, and I'll catalog them and send them back to you. you know.
that might not be a bit. Well, I'd have to send you the link to the rooms. Give me a day just to see which rooms it is. Not rooms. I was trying to make a YouTube channel
Okay.
and didn't know how to make a YouTube channel. And
Oh, I know how to do that.
yeah, but I
Uh huh.
ended up making like 5 or 6 of them,
Oh,
and
okay.
then
Instead of
I
one.
would save them,
Yeah.
thinking I'm saving them all in the same place, and then oh shit, I saved 3 in this room and 4 in that room and 5 in the other,
Right.
and that became like a bit of a clusterfuck.
Well, you know what you could do. Just thinking. If you have all the links to the rooms, like not for instance, like if you can send them to the links to the rooms to me, right? The YouTube rooms, then what I can do is I can rip them off of YouTube and then put them in one space, all of them in one space, and put them by a playlist.
Um,
So, like for instance, like you sent me a
wait,
link.
let me just see here because I've got 6, 7. It's kind of funny.
Uh
I got
huh.
a bunch. Let me just see where this one leads. This channel doesn't have any content. That can't be right. I didn't delete anything. Let me go back. Hang on a second. I'm just.
Sure.
Let me see what's in this channel. I think I tried to consolidate them, but I wasn't that savvy on all that.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with that stuff with the YouTube videos and stuff.
Created playlists.
Yeah, see that's what I was just saying to you. That's something I was what I would do is I would take them all, put all the videos in. What happens is on the YouTube you can have just videos, right? And then once you've established all the videos there, you can actually create playlists. So you can say under different categories for, say you want all your entries, certain types of entries or certain types of trades or scenarios. You could create a playlist, just have all of those in there and all. Now under videos they'll all still be there, but if a person just wants to look at a particular playlist for certain things, you can have that as well. Oh yeah, you can definitely play with it. And
Um, this isn't all of them. This is about. Doesn't tell me how many videos are here. This is from 2015. These are late last year. I'll send you this one for a start. Which one is this? Shit, which one was it? Um, Try this one. See where this leads.
okay. I know you sent you see these right here. You sent me this right here, 1889 part 1 and
Right.
part
Oh
2.
yeah, because people kept asking for those specific videos
Okay.
and the price action videos. They kept asking for. Oh wait, where's the Skype? Where the hell is Skype?
On your you have to find it on yours to send it
Yeah.
to me
Oh,
again.
it's covered up by something. Now a lot of times I'm talking to people and getting distracted and stuff, but you'll get the idea. Let me know what that looks like on your side. Just open it and see.
I'm gonna play it for you right now. Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah,
so this is your Lewis Cooper channel.
that's some of them. That's not all of them. The actual channel is
Yeah.
step by step.
Hold up. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so we got
No, that's got none of the 2014. I got a bunch of them.
so let's see. Well, what was that 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, and 48, 54, and 52. These are 52 videos right
Oh,
here.
no, I got a lot more. I got like all of 2014 I got to find. But look how each one is about an hour and change.
Yeah, see, hold on a
So, I
second.
mean, I put my time in, believe me.
Oh, I can tell.
I put a lot of time in. And like I said, I
Make sure I
recorded everything.
subscribe.
But I can't. Where's the rest of them, though? I got a lot more. And I had a few that got like 50,000 views. Play one. I just want to see what it looks like, the quality.
Sure, no problem.
Just hit anyone, and I went over a bunch of different systems. So,
Now,
and you'll hear me
now that we've gotten all
people
that
asking
sorted
questions in the
stuff out of the
background
way,
and all that.
just want to show you something here with this system to kind of be aware of. When this
Just want
gets
to
to
see if
be
the quality
oversold, there's a tendency for
says
people to think,
HD,
okay,
but
it's going to go
I
long,
think
it's
I
going to
was
go
using
long,
GoToMeeting.
and it really
Okay.
doesn't go
No, it's pretty
long
good.
Oh yeah.
until we get to this 50. That's something to
No, it looks
pay
good.
attention to
It looks
because a
good.
lot of times people would have
Okay.
taken this or this as
Volume's
a long
good.
trade.
The image is good. No, it's good. You're pretty good. This is just Lewis Cooper. I know you had Lou something steps. Another one. What
Yeah,
was it?
loose
I can
star
tell you right
one, I
now what it
think.
was. It was let's see, let me pull that other one up.
Okay.
You had this Lou step by step
I
Forex.
Yeah, that's
I
where the
mean,
majority of them are, but that link doesn't
Oh,
show up for some reason.
well when I
No, that's not it.
yeah step by step, but there's no. This channel has
Yeah, but there's
no.
one. I might have to look through my Word docs because I kept all of it in Word docs so I could go back and find it. I mean, I kept the links.
Gotcha. Oh, I got you. I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
so I got to go back and look through some of my Word docs, and the links are there. That'll take me directly to the pages I want.
Gotcha.
But I need to watch a couple of these and just because I did them and I tried to review some of them to categorize them and all that, but you know, there's just so many hours in a day.
Yeah, that's a lot of content.
Yeah, you look at 54 videos, 90 minutes each.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wasn't bullshitting. I promised I was going to help other traders and, you know.
Oh no, you were yeah you were thick knee deep in it. I mean neck deep
Oh,
in it.
there's
Not
that
even knee
bounce.
deep, but neck.
We were talking about that bounce off the RCA.
Yes. Yes.
See that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where now you would go down to, let's say, a 1 minute and look for your, there was probably a pullback in there somewhere.
Hold on one second. Let me just put
Yeah,
this.
you put that right there and then put a vertical line on the red candle. Right. So now above that cross here, you're looking for a pullback.
Wait, let me see something.
Yeah, just go out to your current time. You'll see it.
Is this thing not?
That's doing right. You have to go down to a 1 minute though.
Okay.
Yeah, go down to a 1 minute now, and then come back to current time.
Okay.
Okay. So there you're looking for your pullback long, and that was right in there. And that should have gave you. I can't tell if it would have gave you 10 pips or not, but
Oh yeah.
it's a 1 minute chart.
At least brought you up to 8.
7. Okay, well it ain't over yet because now it's going to bounce off of this 18. What it looks
Right.
like. But
Oh, you mean to go back?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, because it's establishing a new bottom right here.
Right, exactly.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, and like I said, remember I said if you're going to take that trade, you're only looking for 3, 4, 5, and you're out. You're not
Mhm.
looking to be in there too long,
Right.
you know. And then this would have been the general target, either this or this. Any one of these guys in here, and you see if you put the mouse here, it actually looks like it was this one. But you get the idea. So
Mhm.
now,
Yeah. No. I
yeah,
get you.
now that I know where the battle is going to take place, I just make my lines, and then that's what I look for. I want a price to bounce
Yeah.
off that, you know, and sure enough, it bounced off, gave us a nice little bumpity uppity. That's a
Mhm.
technical term.
A bumpity uppity. Yeah. And it kept moving. Amazing. Amazing. Mm. How do you establish the Like, what do you do for your daily ranges when you're looking to establish what the daily range is and all that
Well,
stuff?
on my chart, um, I have an indicator called pivot lines. I'll send it to you. Let me just close this in and let me open this up. And then you can make me the presenter.
Okay. So you do that now?
Yeah, that'd be easier way to do it. Oh, come on. Show my screen. Let me get this out of the way. All right. You see my charts?
Hold on one moment. Yes, I do.
All right. So this shows me that yesterday's range was 53 pips.
For the pound dollar, yes.
Right. Now that's because it was a holiday. And it measured the highest high of yesterday to the lowest low, which I guess is from about there to there. There it is, 53 pips. All right. So now today's range happened to be 184 from the highest high to the lowest low. All right.
Yes.
So what I do is when I start the day, now I can't go back and hit this. This only works on current and previous day. But if I
Okay.
come into the trading day, and let's say the prior day's range was, let's pick a different pair, something a little more. Let's say the prior day's range, well, they're all going to have that holiday range. That's not that great. But let's just say the
Yeah.
prior day's range was 100. And I come in to start my trading day. And if I see that only 30 out of that 100 pips has been used up, well, then I know I got a 70 pip move coming. Now it's
Right.
my job to determine which way is it going to be a long trade or a short trade.
Right.
And that's essentially what I'll be looking for. All right.
hmm
Uh,
Now, do you focus on any particular pairs, or
I
do you
want the
focus on?
best looking pair.
Okay, so when you do your initial analysis, you're looking at the H4, let's just say, and you're going through all 28 pairs,
No, I go for
looking
about
for any.
seven or eight.
Oh, okay. So you stay with the
Yeah, the
majors, or what do you?
majors and maybe a pound Aussie, Euro Aussie, um, um, on occasion Euro pound because it pays double.
Right.
But I stay
The
primarily
slow.
with the majors and with low spreads.
Okay.
That's essentially what I'm looking at. All
Gotcha.
right, and I always look at CAD and Aussie because of gold and oil.
Right.
They're
Golden
always
oil.
going to do
Right.
something. You know what I mean?
Sure. 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 Sure.
So,
Well, especially now.
that's essentially what I'm looking for. This
hmm
is the demo account, right? Yeah.
And how many setups you? So you're looking for twin towers. You're looking for what's the other one where it's
The
the one we
price
went through
trap.
with the boxes, the price trap.
Right. So if I were looking at this today, let me blow this up a little bit. All right. So if I was looking at this today, I'd be looking for a reason to go short because this is short,
Mm-hmm.
this is short, and we got a bounce in here. We closed above this, but by the end of the day, we came right back in. So I'd be looking for a short trade in here because I still want to
Okay.
follow these trends. If I wanted to be safe with my short trade, then I'd look to go like below this low or below this low. Let me take a look at another one. Let me just see here. I didn't trade
This
today.
should be long.
Um, I wouldn't have done anything on this because this was a price trap all day. Now you can crystal clearly see it. People are getting
Mm.
chopped to pieces in euro yen and don't know why. You got me?
You mean dollar yen?
A
Yeah,
dollar yen,
dollar yen.
yeah,
Yeah.
and have no concept what's going on a higher time frame. They're in a box. They're in a price trap, and no one's
So let's
any
see. One,
money.
two, three.
So right now, this would be the trapping candle.
This red one right here.
Yeah, it used to be this one, green
Right.
one. But then we had one,
Okay.
two, and we still didn't get triggered. Then we got this one, so now this became the one, two, three.
Three.
So
Right.
now this is the price trap. Now, if I draw a box, you'll be well. Obviously, you'll know what this looks like on the lower time frame. On the lower time
Sure.
frame, this wick will have a couple of closes below because it's four
Okay.
hour. You know what I mean? Because inside this 4 hour, there are what 60, 15-minute candles, whatever it is.
Okay.
So now if we go back here, well, we actually didn't get a close. I thought we would have a close outside the box, but no one's going to make any real money until we get outside of this. And look
Right.
at all these attempts.
Sure.
Now, my thinking is when this candle closes, the next candle
Go along.
should be a long because this stretched out
Yes.
below that.
Right. Sure.
But we need to see where it closes. Here's a twin tower. So that
Yes.
higher than the prior green wick. Here's another twin tower higher than the prior green wick. But again, I use that for binary options because
Mm.
all I needed was to be one tick above or below where I started. Follow what I'm saying?
Sure.
Here's another twin tower.
What did you? Mm-hmm.
So now this candle's going red because when you understand like candle DNA, the first thing a candle does when it wants to go long, the first thing it does is make the bottom wick.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
people get psyched out by that. They don't realize this is what candles do. In order for this candle, the first thing this candle here, the first thing this thing did, and before it went short, was it made that wick. And a lot of people got psyched. Oh, look, it's going long. We broke the high. Let's go long right up here. And literally got the ass handed to them
Mm.
just because they didn't understand the relationship of candle and price movement and all that. So I'd be betting that this next candle will close long. Okay, it might only
Mm-hmm.
close one tick long, but like I said, for binary options, this is what I would do, and it would work out pretty well. And if I was wrong, I would just double up and go in on the next one because the odds are so high in your favor. They're
Right.
so incredibly
Wh-
high.
What did you do in binary? High, low, touches.
No,
What
just
did
the
you
straight open and closing price.
open and close?
Right.
Okay.
So I work on a 1 minute chart, and the minute this closed, bang, I'm in on the next one. And
Mm.
all I wanted to do was close one tick lower than it started. And with this twin tower thing, man, this was
Yeah. It's no.
it was like
It's
shooting fish in a
slam
barrel
dunk.
almost. Yeah. So
Right.
here's where I
Right.
would double up. Like, see, I missed it on this one. I double up, then
Mm-hmm.
double up again, and now I'm good to go. Oh no, this would have been a winner. I'm sorry. I'm looking for one that
Yeah.
I
It would
would
have
have
been.
had to double up on. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. And now that I want to show it to you, I can't. Oh, here's one. So here, this is lower than this low. So the odds are that the next candle is going to go long. Now remember, with binary options, you're placing a bet. You're placing like an $80 bet, and if that doesn't work out, you lose the $80. So it doesn't matter how
Right.
big this candle gets. But then I would double up and go in long on the next one, and boom. Because the
Mm.
odds are just stacked in your favor. Once you get that set up, that twin tower thing, that generally the market's going to go back the other way.
Right.
So um, all right. Let me just tell them I had an 11:30.
Oh.
So
Sorry
they know
about
how I am. I told them I was working with somebody, and they all know. So because when I go there to work with them, then they get my
that.
full
Yeah.
attention, and that's the only way I can do it and do it right.
Sure.
Um, but that's essentially it for the moment. Did I send you that link?
Which link
The YouTube thing.
you sent? Let me see
Yeah,
what
you got
video
it.
I
You
got.
got it. That's one of them. I gotta find all. I got a bunch more videos.
Yeah. Yeah. You did.
Okay,
You sent me
and I
YouTube link.
sent you the spreadsheet thing.
Yes, you did. You sent me that right before the YouTube link.
All right, so you should be pretty set for a little bit. Practice scanning that 4 hour thing and looking for setups, price traps, twin towers, or whatever setup you like. I'm just saying have a favorite setup for market direction, and then
Right.
go down to the lower time frame and trade in that direction. It's just real simple. So I'm going to say so long for now because I do need to get to a
Okay.
couple other things, and
Oh, that's fine.
I will check in with you later.
Okay, great. Thank you. I
No
appreciate it,
problem,
Louis.
Sean.
All right. Take
Yep,
care.
you too.
All right.
How do I stop the call?
Well, I
Oh no,
guess you would do it through
we're on
go to
Yeah, I'm
meeting.
sorry. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Skype. All right. I'll
It's
talk to you
okay.
later, man. Be well.
All right. All right. You too.